So here is the Dark Lord's TIE Fighter complete. This is certainly one of the fastest builds that I've done in recent years, and considering the amount of work that I put into it as far as magnetizing the body, lighting it, the fiber optics, the wiring, the rigging, and even up to the masking and paint job. This is certainly one of the more complex ones, and the most satisfying to date, definitely. I packed a lot into it in a very short amount of time, and I think that it definitely is a culmination of all the skills that I've been working on over the last years in a nice, concise package. So I'll go over a couple of the flaws and successes just real briefly. One of the things I just noticed watching the films was that a lot more light comes in through the canopy than does come in through the internal lighting. So putting a light on there like this definitely closely duplicates what was going on in the films, at least. And the overall gray I had thought I got pretty wrong. However, in the trench run, this gray is pretty much spot on. In the outer space shots, the ship goes really light white almost, and I think that is probably most likely an effect of the keying process of the time. So let's take a look at this right now. First of all, let's flip around to ground level here and take a look at things. You'll recall that one of the problems was that this lead on the right here snapped off at the base. So I took some threaded wire and attempted to solder the connection back, and apparently it's just soldered to plastic, or melted to plastic rather, because the connection itself did not take. So this opens up the opportunity to do some surgery in the future, and what I'm thinking I'll do is carve out most of this entire area and rewire everything from start to finish, so that'll give me a much more secure connection and greater ability to get inside later on. So right now everything's connected here through the top. Here's definitely all 4 LEDs that are in there showing nice and brightly. If I do build another one of these, I'm thinking that a way to hide the LEDs will be to put them in the wings here pointing inside. The cockpit itself is inaccurate to what's on screen, so if I do build another one, I think that if I spend any time on it, I'll definitely try and get that right. I don't know if the lasers were lit in the film. It's really tough to tell, but the 4 engines here are lit. And of course, one of the other bad things about this rigging mount, which to keep in mind for any future builds I do, is that I cannot get a straight up back shot. I can do either the top or the bottom depending, but dead on there's no chance, so that could require a third rigging mount in the front somewhere that I'll have to consider for future days. But losing that particular angle is not too bad a loss. You can certainly key away a stand from here or from here and paint in what's missing, and that's a large part of effects work, is rig removal and painting. But yeah, the major critical problem was losing that lead on the snap and not being able to get inside to fix it. Everything else I think was pretty successful. If I do some work on it in the future, I may go for some different color paneling. We'll see how that goes. I'm definitely happy with the lighting and the assembly. I glued the wings on, and I glued on this little back panel here. I figured there's no point in risking losing that if I wasn't going to use it. And of course these little bits here will still magnetize for when it needs to be closed up. So I'm guessing that's about it. It's probably the second or third time I've said that now. But that is all. I'm glad that this turned out as well as it did. I hope that building this has given a few folks some inspiration to do theirs. And you know, once you start lighting your models, you're always going to want to light your models from there on out, and it really adds a level of realism and detail that you can't beat. So, as always, appreciate everybody's viewership. Thanks for stopping by. Certainly take a moment to subscribe to my channel, and you know, certainly take a moment to rate some of the videos. That's always appreciated. And I look forward to doing some really great builds in the future and showing you some mistakes that you can avoid for when you tackle these kits yourselves. So that's about it. Thanks for watching, and may the Force be with you all.